Let us begin with a flashback. Multiple painful flashbacks the crew has attempted to strike out of their memory. What remains of the crew, that is.
Faintly, I'll go to take this head on. Soon I'll come around.
Blackbeard, Mary Read, and Charles Vane were what was left. The promise of success of the best crew ever assembled. With their ranks slowly falling, victory was within sight, but it wasn't to be. Down with the ship came crashing most of the crew. Obviously very few survived, and some who did were rescued and recruited by other crews. The Flamingo and Jack Rackham now sailed with the Snovers, Jack Sparrow and Nico Robin with the Blazekins. From the depths of hell, Blackbeard's heart would beat as he ripped himself out, carrying Mary Read on one arm and Charles Vane on the other. The three would become the Toronto Torterras, soon to assemble the new crew. Blackbeard took over the captaincy from the fallen Bartholomew and swore to claim the PCL title. It would be his final triumph, his mission to vindicate the name of his old crew, and he would need a new crew to succeed. First things first, he needed one man who could fill many roles, a Renaissance man. Meet Jacob Garrett. The second thought was a defensive mastermind, somebody with the ability to pull the crew out of any situation, whose defensive genius was unmatched. It was then that he came across Nefertari Vivi on the island of Alabasta and persuaded her to join his crew, as she saw the promise in it. Thinking he'd lighten the mood around the crew, he wanted another high-ranking member of the crew, but a joker at that. In Karibari Island, he came across Buggy the Clown, who joined without hesitation. In the pirate heaven of Nassau, he met Billy Bones, Hal Gates, and James Flint, who all agreed to join their crews together in search of this one great prize. On board with Flint's crew, there was a talking cow, Via Melon they called her, a cleric, and the glue to Flint's crew. She would prove to be a vital addition to the greatest crew seen by man. There was one thing missing, however, an important member of the personnel of any crew. Somebody fitting enough as quartermaster. It was at this point that Jacob Garrett had offered up a solution. A man he'd once sailed with many years ago. Fat Leonardo. Jacob did not, however, know Leo's exact location, only areas he was known to spend time in long years ago. The crew had set out on a search for Fat Leonardo, this man who would complete this crew. Word spread of the destruction caused by Fat Leo and his recent destruction of the Wexford Whale Lords. Anybody who'd opposed him got exactly what they deserved, a swift death. From a man to fear. Weeks later, the crew had made contact. Leo and Jacob exchanged a warm embrace, and Leo, overjoyed with the chance to sail with his old mate again, agreed to join the crew, and set out on this one final adventure to claim the PCL title.